everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your support. Today's look is going to be Pumpkin Spice Latte. I don't know what your favorite drink is in this season. There's like so many good ones, apple cider and chai. That's a good one too. But I have been inspired to do a bunch of coffee looks. So today is pumpkin spice. If you haven't seen the original latte look, please do so. And there will be more to come. So just keep on watching to take a look at this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy. I am going to get started by doing a little prep on my face, and I'm going to start off with, let me see here. I have two products. So both of them are from Artistry. One is called the Skin Nutrition. I don't know if you guys can see this. It is kind of bright. It is a hydrating gel cream. And I like that it has some blue agave in it. And rice protein. It is kind of like vitamins, but for your skin. And you just put it directly on, and about 60 to 70% of what you put on your skin gets absorbed. I put some on my lips too. They're kind of dry this morning, and I don't know what I did with my lip balm, but I'm just gonna keep going. So the next one, so my skin is very hydrated. I already hydrated before this tutorial, but I just want to show you guys proper skin prep. I'm going to use a matte finish primer. It's a 2-in-1. I think it's supposed to also nurture the skin, and I don't think they make this anymore, so I'm very sorry, but use whatever primer you want. There's some that they offer a dewy look. Now I am putting this everywhere just in case I'm getting some oil production, and press the product in. All right, I'm going to get in real close too so you guys can see. All right. And let's see, I did that. So skin is feeling great. I do have a self tan on, which made my skin a bit darker, and I have even darker skin, as you can see. I've been in the sun. I'm gardening. I have some quail, and I take care of them. And so just being outside, and it's Florida, like the sun is hitting me. Though my face, I am avoiding sun exposure. So that's why I'm using self tanner. So this could all make sense and look even. Now, a lot of times I use my long wear foundation. That's what I use for my clients. Sometimes I use the hydrating foundation. Today I want to use a lifting, smoothing foundation. I know that Artistry is actually launching some new foundations, so I'm just trying to use up what I have, and I have level 4, and it's called Brulee. So I hope that their wording stays the same, because sometimes that changes too. So I want a different brush, actually. There we go. Today's tutorial, I really want to use Tamana Roashan's brushes. And let me show you real quick. Let me see if I missed anything. There we go. I love her new brushes. So in case you guys don't know, Tamana Roashan is a global beauty educator, and I got certified, and I took her master classes, and also I've been a follower of hers, and that's how I learned my South Asian bridal, which I got really good at thanks to her. This is her collection, and I emptied it out because I put everything in here, but I love her new brushes. I'd like to say they are definitely worth the money, and very good quality. It is cruelty free, but the quality is good. They're going to last until you retire officially as a makeup artist. So I'm dabbing the angled one. This one's for the face, and then there's a smaller one, but everything is like, it's so good. And it's based on how she actually does her makeup, because the brushes make sense if you have seen her style of applying makeup. And I need a mirror, so I'm going to look down. And you're not doing this. You're tapping. Tap into the skin. Any extra product, and I keep looking over here because I have a mirror here, and it's hard to actually see proper color saturation on the computer here, and I have all this light, so it's kind of blinding me. So I'm really sorry. So anyway, I'm going to turn so you can see I am just tapping, and I would like to say don't put a ton of product. The whole idea with like when people say, "Oh, putting a lot of product means my face will look cakey," they just think that like glam looks eventually look cakey because there's so much makeup. But the truth is, if you layer your products properly, you don't end up doing that. Okay, my forehead's a little darker. It's okay. I'll put bronzer on. So work around the hair. I usually don't do my hair for my tutorial, so I thought I'd actually look nice today. It's not very practical for me to constantly do my hair and makeup and stuff, so I really do try when it's time. I want to focus on the teaching aspect more. Let's see, can I put my mirror here? Will it show up? Awesome. So it doesn't show up. Well, maybe a little. Hopefully it won't bother you. Can I do that? All right. Thanks for the quick interruption. All right. So I have, I think I have my entire face. What's this? A little mascara or something? I have my entire face. Now, if you are professionals, whoever is watching this, and your client is getting ready for like an event where they take photography or video, if you hear some gremlin behind me, it's my dog. Make sure you put makeup on the ears too. Like dab the rest of it on the ears because ears will show up red. Also, if they did self tanner like I did and you're not going to tan the ears or make it the same color, it'll look very obvious. So just keep that in mind. That does show up in photography. It'll look weird. And it's something that you need to also just think about because clients don't and they're not going to ask you and they shouldn't. Love this brush. Oh my gosh, Gizzy. Gizzy's licking her paws. I don't know why dogs do that. They wake up, lick their paws. Maybe she's cleaning herself up. She's pretty clean. All right, I'm looking for my next brush. So this was a big face makeup brush. This is a smaller one. See how they're like the same. Very consistent, I will say. All right, so next I want to use a concealer. I will do contouring today. I know that this is supposed to be a pumpkin spice latte look, but I want to do a little more glam just because the eyes are going to be a little softer and just like a pumpkin color. So where's my concealer? When I set up my table here, I thought I set up everything and I was so happy. Yes, I tricked myself. Medium. So I'm going to use the Artistry Perfecting Concealer in medium. This one is very high definition. I do not want to add a lot of extra brightness underneath my eye. I just want it to look the same as my skin. And I'm just concealing all the dark circles and dragging anything extra. So really don't need that smiley. I don't get why people do that. The very bright under eye. Sometimes that's what it looks like when I do my makeup, but I really don't try. I just hit the points that I need to. And really it's the valley. Anywhere you see this valley, see how it just needs to look covered and lifted? There you go. And I'm not using 2 shades lighter. That's a bit extreme. I do like my makeup to look a bit natural, even if it is glam. And I had a little, I know it's like a little breakout here that's healing. Usually I don't use color corrector, anything extra. Anything extra, just put it on the lid. And you can set that later. Okay, face looks like it's getting somewhere. Just moving my brushes around. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Okay, so next I want to do contour. So I'm going to be using Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I have this little mini. It's in mink. I do have their taupe, or fawn, but those are way lighter. I think, yeah, fawn. I have fawn somewhere. And I have banana for the highlight. So top of the ear and just go down. Now, because it's a pumpkin, I was thinking of doing something different today. I am going to kind of curve it upwards and then also go down a little, giving myself a more, what do you call it, toned face. Why would you do this? I would not recommend it unless you are doing costume makeup. But here's the thing. Pumpkins have all those lines, and I guess I don't really need much up here because I kind of have an oval face. So pumpkins have all those lines and texture, and you can kind of see it. And I want to be able to kind of copy that same thing. So, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Look at what I'm doing. Just very light. Okay. Now we're going to go in and buff that. And she's got this brush and where is it? This brush for contouring. See, she's got like a mini, and I do use detailing brushes a lot, so I guess I can use this one. So buff upwards, and don't be spreading the product. Just press and kind of tug and see how you're spreading the product. Tap it in a little, and you're diffusing the product so you don't have weird lines on your face. This is one big brush. This is if you need like a more pointy chin. Mine is a bit square. Never bothered me, but if you really are trying to kind of work on the shape. So I'm going to move on to the small one. I do like details. Yeah, I know, it's weird. So I'm going to just do little details. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go back and forth. By the way, never drag down. Your contour always like go here and go upward. Now you see how my face has a shape now? It's contoured. We'll see. I might cover it up a little because I don't like contour to show up too much. So this one, I'm just going to drag it upward into my hairline. The whole point of contour is to kind of give yourself an oval shape. I'm going to look at my face from afar. Okay. Making sure I'm blending everything. And then let me just wipe this off. I might need it for Maybe. I'll think about it. Ooh, I might even spray it a little. I might need it for the highlight. Now I'm going kind of slow just because I'm teaching, but usually I'm done pretty fast with my makeup. So now I'm using the banana and I'm only going to the highlight points. And then this is, I'm just going to use the edge. Where else is a highlight? Right here. You can do a little V shape here. And I'm gonna get rid of my laugh lines. Yes, yes, you can do that. So I'm gonna use the same brush, but I cleaned it off. And I'm just gonna kind of buff this. Maybe I'll use my finger. See how that just changed the shape of my nose? And then this too, I'm gonna just kind of press it around, melt the edges so it could look like it belongs. Here too. This is a really tiny mirror. So hopefully my face is looking, yeah, normal. So be careful when watching videos on TikTok or whatever social media you watch. It's nice to see that people show how to do the makeup, but here's the thing, they don't always explain why. And if you don't know why you're doing it, you may end up dragging your face down or making yourself look older or whatever it is, if you don't understand your shape and why. So that's like this something to remember. Some people who do videos, they're not like actual makeup artists, they are influencers. So be careful with copying looks. They may not always, like the expectation, don't expect to look the same in the end because that look may not be for you. So find looks that fit your face shape. Oh, what's wrong with my hair? I have an oval face shape, but if you like pull up my hair, it could end up looking like a heart, but I don't have a pointy chin, so technically I'll just go with oval. I just ruined my hair showing you guys that. If you've got a more square face, don't drag down when you do contour, go sideways. You want to kind of bring that to make it smaller. And if you've got a round face shape, same thing. You want to create length and some type of definition, but the ideal face shape is oval. So when you're doing this, try to like accomplish that with everything. If you've got a small forehead, don't even bother with contour. You see how I just did little corners just to show you? And not necessary for me. If you've got a longer jawline, focus on the jawline right under here and really buff that, right? Because you want defined. Go down here. You see where the shadow is? Put contour here, highlight here. And then, oh, my brow's showing. Same thing with the clavicles. So wherever you see shadow, put contour there, highlight there, and it makes it pop, and then highlight here. So think about where placement. It's really not that difficult. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. But let's move on. What am I doing now? So we just did highlight. I'm not going to use a cream blush. I'm just going to move. Actually, yes, I will. I'm lying. So I'm going to use this trio. It has part of the shadow that I want to use and then the blush in here. And I am going to use my hand. So this is a very silky formulation and I don't think it's available anymore and I'm very sad about it. This would be perfect for a pumpkin spice look. Take a look at the color. As I keep doing this, it does have that fruit look, that inner mango flesh pumpkin look. And I'm just dabbing it with my finger and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, because Autumn is right after summer. Most people, I would expect, still have a little bit of a tan. And so, getting rid of that tan, well, that's not fun. So, what we can do to kind of still look sun-kissed, just to kind of prolong our summer, you can add a little bit of blush right over your nose here. And whatever else product you have left on your finger, right there. And it all looks sun-kissed. If you want. Now let's go into setting everything so we can move on to eyes. So I'm going to use a combination here. The Artistry Loose powder, I'm going to put some in here. I'm going to use light. I'm going to mix. I'm not using a lot of light. And bananas. This is from Makeup Revolution. I need to give it a fleshy tone. But also I'm going to mix in a little bit of medium, because I'm not exactly light and I don't want to brighten my face too much. I want to kind of keep the tan, still have a nice flawless look. And so then mix it and get a fluffy brush. Now I'm going to use this fluffy brush. This is from Morphe, but everything else I promise I will ignore my hair. Everything else I will use from the Tamana collection. So I'm using Morphe 451. And I'm just mixing the powder around. Be careful. Don't let your clients inhale this powder. It's an irritant to the lungs. So have your client look up. Smooth any under eye creasing, whether there's creasing or not, and then just start dabbing a little bit of that powder. Okay. Add some more, and then smooth any creasing. If you don't smooth it, that's exactly how it's going to set. I don't know if you're that artist that likes to just keep tapping over everything. That's me. I will tap over everything for an hour if you let me. All right, everything else, just keep adding some powder. Loose powder is what's going to do this, okay? Now, perfect. So your makeup is set where it needs to be. If you want to add full coverage, which I'm going to do right now just because of the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to go in with some powder foundation. I have one shade lighter than the foundation I used. And this is going to be what I'm going to put under my eye. Again, I don't want extra bright. So I'm putting level 3. The foundation that I used was level 4. So I'm just dabbing in here with the same brush. And don't pick up a lot, like don't squish it. Okay, just keep dabbing. This is going to look great in photography. It's also very oil proof. And dab it over that contour because it kind of looks faded. It doesn't look forced. It's a really neat trick. So it doesn't look like you have like a million lines on your face from obvious contouring and stuff like that. And then under the contour line, just to really sharpen it a bit, see? But nothing crazy. And then next, let's actually do some contouring. So I have the I Love Makeup Contour Palette. This is, I think, the light medium, medium deep, sorry. It's the medium deep, which is good because I have a tan. You can skip this part and just do bronzer. What is with my hair? But I feel like we should finish up our contour. And this is not like golden. This is just matte. That's what's nice about them. So I'm going to use one of the brushes from Tamana, from the DYF. And I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to use this one. Just dab it and then start up here and lightly feather downwards. And then put more product and do it again. And just kind of build until you're happy. See? You can use circular motions, but I'm just gonna keep doing this feathery motions all the way up. Let me try this side just so they can start looking even. What did I do? 3 times. And then anything extra. Define your neck, define your jaw. Okay. I think I'm gonna just keep going a little bit. Yeah, my process is lengthy because I don't want to have to fix anything. The face is the most important. Even if you have like a one shadow eye look, you need to just take your time on the face. Oh, and that little flick here. Yeah, so I could look like I have cheeks. You can do more of an accentuated one and then you do look like you have cheeks. And then since I did put contour up here earlier, get in real close to that hairline. Be careful with blondes. You're going to color their hair. So really just work it in there. There. Good. So far, so good. Now, just something like this, like a pointy tall brush, and go in with the light. And you could use the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. I do have that one too. I'm just not using it right now. And go in right here. Don't put too much product. I feel like there's way too much white on that side, so let me just buff it out of the way. But this definitely adds a matte, like highlight to the face. If you want to accentuate your nose, get a little tiny pointy brush, use that same color, and just go down the nose. Then right here, add a point. Do you see what that does? And I don't need to add more shadow because I feel like the shadow is perfect, just separate the shadow. And now I've got the point and then a little more here. So far so good. And you can add more highlight here. I don't really need any more. If you overdid it, by the way, if you're doing this tutorial and you overdid it with the white, with this part, add a little fleshy tone over that with a fluffy brush. Just keep adding, or a yellow based powder, like your powder foundation, and you're good. Okay, don't start taking it off. So I'm pretty happy with it. Let's move on to blush, but I'm going to use separate blushes. So there's Kimono Nude and Kimono Coral. This was from some Japanese collection that Artistry had, where there's a little mirror here and you lock it and you can just put it on. I just think it's really cute, but I'm going to use the coral and the nude because this is pumpkin and I feel like both would work out really well. So I'm just going to unlock it, both of them. And then you just shake down and it comes out here. And I'm going to use a little brush. Let's see here. I'm going to use a brush like this. This is also from the DYF. See how fine it is? And now I have some on my brush. You could also just put this on your face, but I don't want a big spot on my face that I'm going to have to like fix, you know? You know what I'm saying? Alternatively, you could do that. I'm going to do both. It drops the powder. Now I have blush on the back of my hand. And here we go. I love it. This is covering that blush that I put on, the cream blush, and it pretty much looks the same, you know, as if it's that pumpkin color. And you do want the colors to match and go well together. You don't want them mismatched, especially because of the undertone. Pumpkin Spice Latte. What is your favorite coffee? I actually love drinking chai with the pumpkin spice syrup. There we go. And again, let's continue our beautiful tan by adding any extra product, just like a little smiley right here and over our nose. You can also just do this. Don't worry, you're not going to have weird red lines all over your face. There's like barely anything on the brush, anything extra just gets like dispersed, and then it looks very nice and even and healthy. Now let's move on to the eyes. I think we're 32 minutes into this video and I haven't done the eyes yet. So let's see if I'm creasing. I think we should add a little more concealer. Or should I do eye primer? Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. Waterproof eyeshadow. Let's do it. So this is from NYX. This is probably a good summer one. All right. I'm going to go back in with the same brush that I used concealer. And, you know, like you may be the type that does, I'm not a big fan of using too many products, all these primers, all this stuff, I get it. But if you do have any creasing on your eye or discoloration, cover that up and create a blank slate. Otherwise, the makeup won't stick. It'll have nothing to stick on, and then you just, it will like, it won't last and it will muddy around later. Sorry about this. I'm going to use my brow pencil, and I'm not like trying to put this over here, so it's to the side. But I still want to look into the camera, so I'm not sure if you guys are distracted by my weird methods. So start off at the corner here, and pretty much think about the golden rule. The golden rule is your eyebrow starts where your nose ends here, and then if you were to draw a line from your nose end and the corner of your eye, that's where the tail should be. And then also looking straight ahead where the pupil is, that's where your arch should be. So that's the golden ratio, golden rule, haha, golden ratio for the eye. And there's like an ideal brow shape, eye shape. Well, as far as brow shape is, it depends on your face shape, because that's what will really act as the frame to a picture, you know? But there is an ideal face shape and lip shape. So I don't overdo it with my brows. I don't need them to be perfect. I definitely don't do ombre. It's not even pretty. It just looks very obvious. To me, that's not what makeup is. is to, when you're doing makeup that's obvious, that's more circus makeup and theater makeup. It's not day-to-day makeup. And I don't work in a circus. So anyway, moving on to the next eye. So I always start off with the tail. Use a lot of pressure here. Darken the outer part. Make sure it goes to a point. If you have very droopy brows, don't follow it all the way down. Follow it to a certain point and flick upwards. Otherwise, it droops down your eye. So create that lift. And I'm holding back the skin because it's easier to draw that way. And then I'm really just filling it in because there are parts where I don't have a lot of hair, and I just need to kind of fill it in and have it make sense with the rest of my face. Pencil is really easy. You use a spoolie, you buff it out, looks very natural. Don't be afraid to do something that you should. So like think about where this starts, where it ends, the point here. Try to make them look even, but I would not go crazy if the eyes don't look even because nobody is perfectly symmetrical. So just love what you look like. It's totally fine. It's a unique aspect of your beauty. I think I'm done with that. What you can do if your hair doesn't stay in place, use a brow pomade, use setting spray. I actually just use a spoolie and hairspray. Because this is hair, so spray it and then just spray it upwards and let it sit there, and it won't move. This is in the color taupe, beach taupe. This is from Artistry. This was part of their Los Angeles edition. And I think this was a limited edition too. I'm sorry that I'm using all these limited edition products, but there's a pomade I'm sure that you like to use. So just use your favorite pomade. I do think Artistry is coming up with that like 3-in-1. I love those makeup things because then you could just use them for multiple purposes where it's a pen here, a pomade here. It's like a pen, multi-purpose pen. Okay, and then I am using the spoolie to scratch off the extra stuff. Okay, so eyes are good. We do need to set. So I still have that loose powder. We do need to set this primer. It kind of sets itself, but it's still sticky, and it's just a good idea to set it. Grab your fluffy brush, grab the loose powder. You don't need a lot. Okay, if you're very messy when you do your makeup, all this extra powder, put it under here like a blanket. Just put a bunch there and let it sit there. So if you have any fallout, it falls on that and you could dust it off. That's a trick. Or just don't be heavy-handed with your makeup. That's another one. So for the eyes, I wanted to use Haas Laboratory. Somebody gave this to me for Christmas once, and I don't really use it, but I think we can use some pumpkin spice latte neutral colors out of this. And I know it sounds strange, but it doesn't necessarily, like, you don't have to look like a pumpkin. The point is wear something that matches like pumpkin. So this is like a pumpkin color. It's like a really autumn orange. Then here's some neutral ones from the Shanghai Nudes. It's very pretty. And I'm going to use this in combination with other stuff. So that is my suggestion to you. But if you want to go a little more, and a little more pumpkin, you can certainly do that. So I am going to grab this is a Morphe one. Did I lose all my DYF stuff? Perhaps I did. Perhaps it's in my drawer. but that's okay. I do love, oh, here we go. I do love my Morphe brushes too. So the nice thing about Anastasia's, the Tamana Roshan, the DYF brushes, is that they all come to a point here. So that's one way. And then they have like this golden metallic holder. So I guess they're very distinguished. But I have a million brushes. Here we go. I'm finding them. Yeah, when I clean them, I just throw them into my big box of everything. Here we go. I found some of her stuff. I love it. Okay, so I think I still want to use this fluffy brush. Maybe I'll use this one. This is just a Morphe concealer or eyeshadow brush. And I want to use the contour. I'm going to start off with the contour palette. I know this sounds strange, but I'm going to use the contour that I used. And you know what? This type of thing ties in the whole look. So I'm going to go into the crease here, and I am just going to create a little depth by using that contour color. And it's already on my face, so it's not even a different undertone. It works very well. And you can do this for any other look that you do in the future. And just flick it outward. And then do the same thing on the other eye here. Not doing anything major, just creating some depth. See? And still looks very natural. I think what I want to do now is go into the Haas and use this color here. And they do have, okay, so it is called Cameo. So use Cameo, and in the outer portion, just go ahead and do exactly what we did with the, do I have an eyelash? See? Grab another clean brush. I just want to kind of buff out anything. I just want that depth. I don't really want a ton of color. See? I'm looking in the mirror here too, because this one here is really tiny. Okay, so they look even. I know it sounds really strange that I wouldn't be doing a ton of, you don't want to be like in the 80s where if it's like, let's celebrate the color blue day, you're doing blue shadow, blue lips, blue, you don't want to do that. Next, I do want to intensify it a little, and I'm just going to dab a little bit into this, what is the color? Contort? Contort, yes. What a weird top hat cake. Oh, it's Glam Room. The names were not making any sense. Okay, and then just look straight ahead and find the corner. I'm going to look right here. Find the corner, but like the upper corner here, And that's where you just add your depth. And don't move it anywhere else. Keep it right there. Do like a letter V. See that? Hopefully this is not too confusing. Okay, now go back to that one color, the cameo, and just go back into the crease, okay? And you can just go back and forth and add as much color and depth as you want. And then go back to the contort, just a little dab, and darken it just a little more. But don't move the color anywhere. Just keep it right there on the outside, right there. So that's what it's going to look like. Next, I do want to add like a pumpkin kind of look. But it may not be necessary to use a whole different palette. So I'm going to grab a clean brush and go back into my contour palette and use this orangey one. This is a fleshy toned. Okay. And I'm just going to go right above the crease color just to make it look like it transitions properly. And it's giving me pumpkin spice latte vibes. Don't go too far up. Like I am touching the brow bone right now. And all of these shades, they transition nicely. So now on the brow bone, you can add a color. In the crease, we added a color. And then on the lid, we'll add a color. So we transition well. And you don't have to go crazy with how intense the pressure is. You don't need to do anything too big. You know, like we did contouring, you want to make sure that everything is balanced. So I wanted to get into this one, and I will use this, but I'm going to use my finger because it's so creamy. I'm just going to do that. And it's going to be almost like a semi-cut crease. Now, if you don't have this particular thing, you can use the lightest one from the palette if you've got that palette, or if you have this, you can use a lighter shade here or here. So, you know, make it your own. It's always sad when you're watching a tutorial and then, you know, they end up using some makeup that you like can't get, they don't make anymore. The thing with artistry is a lot of stuff, if you don't get it in time, you're just not going to get it because they have a lot of limited edition stuff. So this is how it's looking. It's just like transitions. It's really cute. What we can do now is add that orange color. Maybe now you can add like an actual pumpkin color, but just because they don't call this one pumpkin doesn't mean it isn't appropriate to use. and use this as a transition shade. See? Just from the middle outward. See what that does? It's so cute. What do you guys think? It's very soft. It's appropriate for pumpkin. I'm just gonna do this one more time just to see if like going back and forth with the colors will make a difference. It's nice to layer. That's just really how I do my makeup. Let's go back, use a pencil brush, and use that one intense color right here. And again, just keep it in that corner. Like the letter V. So right here and a little down, just right here, right there. Just twist the letter V. I'll show you guys what to do if you want more intensity. If you really want more intensity, grab the black and just put a little dot. It's going to change everything. Okay, so I am happy with this. I will grab a clean brush. I don't like to muddy the colors, so that's why I'm doing a clean brush. Usually I'm all about using the same brush over and over, but I really don't want to make this look weird. And I'm gonna go back into that contour palette and just use that, use these two and just buff again one more time, just cleaning it up, but also that transition is very important. I love it. I just want to make sure it's even. We can possibly do a little more. Let's see. I'm just dabbing now all over just to make sure that everything looks transitioned. I definitely don't want like actual lines, like you're moving from one room to the other. Now, get a flat brush and use this light color right here. Right here, and don't drag it down, especially if you use sparkles. Don't drag it down. I could also just kind of dab right here, but I don't have to. Okay. If you really want to make this semi-cut crease a little more obvious, go up into that corner there and just kind of chisel it. I was kind of just going for a more soft look, but we can do something like this a little more obvious, I guess, and just kind of let it chisel itself. See how that looks now? Okay, so next we are going to put on, oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous. Sorry about that. So next I want to add this mascara base primer. I know lots of primers today, but since I don't like to wear fake lashes, I will just add a primer and extend my lashes. And so you guys can see the difference. I'm going to do one eye at a time. Now I am leaving my eye unsparkly, unglittered. The reason is because it's a latte look, so I don't want to add any sparkle. I can save that for the winter time when I can kind of mimic glistening snow and stuff like that. So we can just keep this looking like your soy Pumpkin Latte something something, which isn't extremely matte, but it's more on the matte side than it is shiny and sparkly. So, like, look at the cream, look at the pumpkin colors. I mean, these are all fleshy tones. You don't necessarily need orange. So, we'll let that dry for a second. I am going to line my eyes in the meantime. Just use any black pencil. I'm using from Artistry, the black pencil. Let me write with it, okay? I always start out at the end, going out. And let's see, I'm going to do the inside. Now, if you want to keep the look really soft, just use a brown. I don't know why this is drawing on my hand, but it's not drawing on my eye. Maybe because my skin moves. I don't like a thick line, but I think today I'm going to try something new since I want my tutorials to offer like a new vision and creativity versus the same old, same old. Maybe I'll just do an actual, okay, so let's see. This is from Hourglass. Let's hope I don't screw this up. If you have fallout, get rid of that right away. Don't let that sit there. Okay, guys. Oh, I love this. I'm going to make it a little thicker on the ends here. Kind of weird when my eye continues to blink. I can't be the only one suffering from that. Okay. Be careful when you go up here with the black because then it's just going to bring your eye, make it look rounder. It's really weird. I hate doing liner. So I always just make a tail and then I might do the inner part. Might being the keyword. And then anything extra, you could either clean it up with a brush or just use your nail and pinch outward. But there's something I need to show you with when you're going outward like that, don't just keep touching the tip because if you want it to look tapered, don't keep touching the tip. Go back from like here and thicken anything. Like leave the tip that you already, worked on. Otherwise, you may make it thicker and then you have to extend and then soon you're going to be like past the temple. So you don't want that. And then are my eyes even? Possibly. Let's see here. I think this one needs to be longer. And just by a little. My eyes aren't even, so it's kind of weird to do my eyes. But what you can do, grab a brush like this, just an angled brush, and then you could get some concealer or not, and then just go right here on the bottom here and drag. And that just creates a beautiful wing. You don't have to work real hard if you don't want to. So I hope the tutorials that I share with you are really helpful. And I am going to tightline a little bit. I might as well. Now you can decide if you really want to intensify it. So I wait until afterwards because I might actually like it soft the way it is. Yeah. Okay, ready? Mascara. So I'm going to do mascara on this one so you can see. This is my 3-in-1, and I twisted it, and now you just twist as you blink. It puts product on the base of the lashes there, making them look thicker. And then if you don't have a ton of product on the top of your lashes, they don't look clumpy. So blinking is a good trick. And then zigzaggy motions just to separate them a bit. But this mascara wand is cool because now you twist and look how short it got. And then there's the spiky part. So now you can add yourself a nice wing. Which makes your eyes look lifted. Unless you have downturned eyes, then don't do that. If you have downturned eyes, do your lift in the middle. So you have little, little, and up. You want smaller lashes on the ends. All right, I'm going to get in real close. You decide. You really don't need fake lashes. I think it's good enough for day to day. And you can layer this. So once it dries, put more on and like work on just the tips, and it just grows the lashes. Now I could be a weirdo and not put anything on this side, but I don't want to. And these two products, they were made to work hand in hand. Okay. While this dries a bit, I don't want to just put on mascara because sometimes it'll slide right off. It's just freshly put on. So what we can do now, you can put a like shimmery pumpkin glitter over all of that. Leave it. I do have, they don't make this anymore, but Becca Cosmetics, I bought a lot of their stuff. They would give me free things. So this is one of their free things. And this highlight is so pretty. So I might just do very subtle highlights on my face. Subtle is the word. And I might just do one here. Just to kind of open my eye, but nothing too crazy. I just dabbed with my finger just a little. I think I like that. And I'll leave it there. I'm done with this look. I will be putting mascara on. Why not move on to lips while we're waiting? I like to move on from one thing to another. I do that with my clients too. So I am going to be using Pink Dust Cosmetics. This is called Spiced Out. So it's Spiced Out Lip Liner. If you don't know how to line your lips, do this. Bring it in and over, and bring it in and over. So draw an X. Your bottom lips are usually bigger than your top lip, so no need to overline them. If you are going to overline your top, overline over here just a little, and then follow your natural line down here. Don't go over all the way down to the corner because it's going to be really obvious. Okay, looks weird, doesn't it? Next, from Pink Dust Cosmetics, where is it? Use the color Pumpkin. I'm going to use a lip Yeah, I will. Where is it? I'm going to use a lip brush to apply this. I hope you guys are liking this look. Okay, and then from Artistry Cosmetics, a light up lip gloss. It does light up, okay, and it has a mirror on the end. And this is my my lip gloss that I use all the time. It's called, oh my gosh, it's peach. It's peachy, and I'm just gonna put it on. Yeah, the tag got off. I need a new one. I use this all the time. Isn't this so cool? We did it, you guys. We did it. Okay, so last mascara. We do still have to do the bottom of the eye. I totally forgot about that. I'm used to not doing it ever. But for clients, for pictures, especially if they're far away, you do want to create the look of an eye from afar, so you can't ignore that. And then the spiky part. The spiky part, so this is waterproof, but it also has some essential oils to not really do damage to your lashes. So that's a good thing. It also declumps. That's what that spiky part is for. Love it. I love it. I hope you guys like it too. Now let's move on to the bottom. Okay. So just to grab a brush, and I'm gonna grab a clean brush. You guys can use the same one if you want. I would suggest a small detail brushes would work very well with the bottom lash line. Something a little dense and fluffy, but not too fluffy. Okay, so there's this one. It's a square, but it's fluffy, so you could use that. You could use, this is a Morphe 434. Let me just use this one then. And I'm gonna go in with our contour palette. I know you don't even need an eyeshadow palette and use that fleshy tone because that's what we used up. And now if you want to protect your eyes, you can do that powder thing or use a, let's see here, tissue, which is what I'm gonna do, just in case. So use a tissue that I just ripped and dab. Ooh, smaller dense brush. This is a Morphe 326. Let's go into the Haas. I mean, you can leave it as is, but I'm adding that deep color, the contort. And I am going to put it right out here, and I'm just dabbing. So don't be heavy-handed. Okay. Oops. Got a little fallout. Now, if you're the type and you really want defined eyes, go back in with their black. It's right here. Ooh. Do that. I guess we can. I'm kind of just keeping it simple. Maybe I can. Hold on. Let me just add a little more intensity here. I'm using that contoured color just to add a little more intensity. And now if you really want to, here's the trick. I'll show you how it works. This is a good date look if you really want that. You could use a very dark chocolate brown or use this black. Dip it in the contort, okay? So you don't have too much black. Go over here in the corner. Over here in the corner, all right? I just dabbed. It's a pencil brush. And add some contort and just press. Press right there. Don't drag the product anywhere. Okay, be very careful because you worked so hard for this look. And then just buff the edges a little just to make everything smooth, okay? Buff the edges. And you can clean off your brush a little. All right, so there you go. So I made it more intense. If you want to smoke out the bottom a little more, that's fine. What would a latte look be like if I didn't add the killer liner, right, because of the foam? So I am going to... I used the killer liner in the latte look, so let me see if I can use something else because I don't want to use the same thing over and over. I'm going to use the color Strawberry Milk from NYX. Let's see how this looks. Yes, we are tight lining now. Oh my gosh, you guys. It looks pretty cool. And I'm not even bringing it all the way. I'm only focusing it on the first part here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed your tutorial. I'm gonna move my mirror down. I think this was a success. So for me, this was a trial because I wasn't sure how it would turn out. It was just an idea. I did the latte look, and let me fix my hair. Did the latte look, and then I thought, why not do more coffee looks? Because coffee looks are cool. And then next I'm gonna do mocha, okay? So I'm gonna take some pictures, but I just want you guys to see the side looks, okay? So I will stop talking. And you can take screenshots if you want. Also close my eyes. Okay, and I will take some pictures outside so you guys can see. If you do choose to recreate this look, tag me, please. I want to see your recreation. I want to see what you do differently. But thank you so much for your support and thanks for watching. And I look forward to making more tutorials.